These homes were shacks built. Let's see. Let's read what the sign says. All right, so closed off, right? So it says 493 Auburn Avenue. So you look, they look like this. After Atlanta's 1906 race riots, this residential area transformed from a German-American community to predominantly African-American community. These 3 shotgun-style houses were built between 1911 and 1912. These houses were known locally as alley houses because they sat in the alley between 2 Queen Anne-style homes. They were built as rental properties and housed blue-collar workers such as laborers, domestics, Pullman porters, railroad firemen, and factory workers. Now listen, babe, these homes are pretty big. They're pretty big because they're like, he said they're like about 2 rooms a piece. They have like about 2 rooms in them, but they don't have plumbing, they don't have electricity, they don't have any of these things. But you know, it reminds me of like when you think about the modern small home movement, right? But yet these are bigger than small homes. So imagine if somebody who was into small homes invested in this. You can't because the park already owns it, but imagine if a small home person invested in something like this. Like these would be huge small homes when you look at the size. And the size is like, cut this in half. So this is one side, this is another side. So this side has 2 rooms in it. But imagine like a small home renovation, the fact that those 2 rooms could be renovated to have so much space. When you think about the small home by small home standards. But the fact of the matter is, people lived in these and they paid rent to live in these, and they weren't even given, like, you know, didn't have electricity, it didn't have plumbing. Like there were so many things they didn't have, and these things were built in an alley. They were built in an alley, like somebody's driveway. It just reminds me that things are what you make of them. And they are what you believe them to be. Because these were the homes of poor people. But today, these could very well be the homes of rich people. You know? Again, I'm just going back to the small, tiny home movement. You know, somebody would invest in this by choice and not by circumstance and turn it into their paradise. And I just feel like we all get to have that mindset wherever we are. Regardless of your circumstance, you can turn your circumstance into a choice of the moment, into the choice of the moment. Make wherever you are your palace. Make it your paradise. Define it for yourself and don't let the world define it for you. That's what I'm seeing here. And I know sometimes it's hard to buck against that current because the current says, oh, you're low income, you live in low income housing. They gave it a name, low income housing. Government subsidized housing. Projects, the project buildings, because this is a project and we're going to see if it works. But all these years later, 2023, we still have these projects ongoing and we don't even know what the results of the project were. What was the grade? What did we get on this project? Are we amending the project? Are we doing anything different with the project? Until then, make your life your own project and you decide the outcome of what that project is to be. And if it's not turning out how you feel it should turn out, adjust your project. Tweak your project. Rename your project, because sometimes what we have and who we are is all in a name.